Hi everybody, happy Sunday. This is Dr. Kahlila, and I wanted to do a very quick blog to reach out to all of you in light of the tragedy that occurred at Sandy Hook Elementary on Friday. This incident, as I know for many of you, if not all of you, has impacted our country profoundly. Me being a school psychologist and working with educators and knowing the dedication of educators, knowing how much we care about our children who are your children as well, it really broke my heart, and I've been really having a tough time dealing with it, as many of you I'm sure, and to know of the many innocent babies that were killed and the many brave teachers, educators who were involved and lost their lives, and some of them risked their lives. It's just overwhelming to talk about, and you know that. And with keeping that in mind, our kids have been informed, many of them before they even got home. They knew what was going on. They were talking about it with their friends, or they had heard it at school. So our kids have heard about this, and they've had the weekend to hear more about it with us. And given that fact, I wanted to give you a couple of tips as we move forward. We're still trying to conceptualize this whole thing, and really it's a senseless act, so we're really not going to understand every detail, but we're still trying to put things together. The investigation is still going on, but while that is happening, I wanted to give you some tips. So tip number one is we know our kids have heard this, and they will probably continue to hear it, but let's monitor the amount of television, newscasts, stories that they are exposed to at home. So let's monitor what they're hearing. Let's try to put a cap on it. You know, they have to return to normalcy starting tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. So they have to go back to school. And some students, from what I've been hearing and watching, some are scared. Some are very nervous. And they may not be articulating it precisely as saying, I'm scared, but, you know, they're hearing what's going on. And who isn't going to feel worried or scared, you know, considering that situation? But what we need to do is just monitor the amount of television that they're hearing or that they're watching. Monitor the television in their room, because they have to be reassured that they will be safe. You know, we understand the idea of probability. You know, we understand that you can never say never about anything. However, in order to keep our kids feeling that the adults around them care for them, which we all do, whether being in your household or being at school, they need to understand that they are safe, and that they will be, and that all the adults that are around them are going to do anything and everything possible to keep them safe. So let's try to, like I said, monitor their television, and also, you know, if you need to stay updated, you can, if you have an iPhone, or if you have, you know, a computer, or, you know, an iPad, you can always, you know, keep updated. Monitor the volume as well of the television. They may be in another room and you might think that they're not paying attention, and I've said this before, but they're listening. So if we can keep mindful of that, that would be a nice thing going forward. Also, many of you have done this, but just a reminder, talk to your child, check in. You know your child better than anyone else. So, you know, check in, look at body language, listen to some of the things that they say, and just check in and see how they're feeling about what they've heard. You know, if you haven't had that conversation already, it's not a conversation that needs to be forced, but it is something that, you know, given the right time, the right moment, you might, you know, it might be during basketball, you know, you might be playing a game of basketball with your son, or it might be, you know, while cleaning up around the house, or just finding the time to just check in and just to see how they are. And this is something that goes beyond, you know, a one-day thing. That's actually a tip, a strategy that you should be doing all the time, just gauging where your children are, what they're thinking about, what's on their mind. So in doing that, and as we're talking about the tragedy that occurred, you know, don't be afraid to be human. Let them see who you are and how you feel, and to know that you feel just as hurt as they do. But again, always bringing that conversation back to them being okay, them being safe, and reassuring them about that. And on the topic of reassurance, you as a parent might need a little bit of reassurance. So if you are concerned about some of the safety procedures at your child's school, and if they haven't contacted you yet, please do. Please contact them and just find out, and this is I don't want to say perfect segue, but this is an opportune time to really get informed about what the safety procedures are, what you need to expect. For example, there are a lot of different terminologies such as lockdown. So you need to know that if the school is on lockdown, you're not going to be able to get in and get your child, God forbid, if anything happens. But, that is a practice that schools are very aware of, and it would be nice if you were also aware of some of those little things. So those little things, which are very big things, you should be aware of. So reach out proactively. And on that note, any administrators or educators who are watching, many of you I'm aware of have already contacted your parents since Friday to just let them know, these are the things that we do at this school. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and that is so awesome. For those of you who haven't done that yet, I would encourage you to consider that, through whether it be through a parent link, an automated phone call, or a letter, or whatever you feel is appropriate, because you may be getting those phone calls, in moving forward, you may start to get those phone calls. So that might be a great proactive way to deal with the situation. This would probably be a opportune time as well to touch base with your leadership staff and your staff in general about their knowledge and awareness of the crisis procedures, which we know are already in place. Schools do a very good job at making sure that crisis procedures are in place. But it's a good time to kind of review that, and then coming back from the holidays or from any break that we have throughout the school year, just making sure that people are aware of the procedures to follow, and that the children, they go through drills throughout the whole school year so that the children are aware. I'm not really suggesting anything out of the norm. It's what schools do, and it's what schools do a very good job of. So I just wanted to send a couple of reminders about that, and just encourage everyone to stay strong, and parents, hug your kids and love on them, as I know you do. And educators, thank you so much for everything that you do on a daily basis, the things that no one knows about. And let's continue to pray for the people who have been affected at the Sandy Hook crisis, and for our country. Okay? So till we meet again, have a great one. Bye-bye.